by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashon Chakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness in the house and everything elect. On the high, spirit and lawyer to my left.
Yashima.
If you can name your YouTube channel too, bro.
GMS Kingdom Minded 144.
Yep, GMS Kingdom Minded 144. As I'm sure most of you brothers who watch me, you watch this brother and vice versa. And today I wanted to go into a live stream, all right, called Getting Resensitized Back to Earth. Getting Resensitized Back to Earth because we are so-called earthlings, man. Yeah, we're Israelites, but we're wearing earthly suits and these earthly vehicles. We're spirits in earthly vehicles. And just like the vehicle that we're in right now that the brother's driving, all right, these vehicles require fuel, all right? And the fuel that these vehicles need, all right, their main source is water, all right? But the earth produces the fuel for our body, and it's called produce, all right? It's called produce, all right? Because it's what the earth produces, all right? And it's the natural food of man. And of course, we have our liberties, and and during the Passat, we have to have our lamb, all right? But in the beginning, we ate straight up produce. But the reason why I'm stressing that is because we just left the gas station, right, which had the convenience store with inside of it, and 99% of the items was processed. All right, I'm looking on every row. Every row had one row had donuts, all type of powdered and glazed little Debbie snack donuts. The other row, the other row had a row full of chips, but it was jalapeno pepper popper chips. All right, nacho cheese flavored chips. All these different varieties of processed potatoes cooked in hydrogenated oils and trans fat oils, all right, seasoned with all type of monosodium glutamates, all type of additives, all type of things that's just being engineered for your brain to get hooked so they can have a returning customer, man. Okay. Oh, I can look it up. What was the word you want me to look up?
We want to look up, because we say we're getting back resensitized.
Oh, yeah, come. Okay.
And like the brother said,
resensitized.
You know, and in order to get resensitized to something, you have to detox from the filth. You know, because you look at the grocery stores to now, as the scriptures say, we become a new creature in Yahushua. All things are become new. Like the way we look at food, our relationship with food changes, man. You know, and we know we getting the best of the worst. You know, we know we in hell, and the devil has pretty much tainted the whole process of natural food. But there's still, you know, a quality, you know, and you can feel the difference from the quality, man. Just like the brother, you know, just got through eating a watermelon, and he's rejuvenated just off eating watermelon. You know, he didn't have to go, you know, to Wendy's and get a 4 for $4. No, he ate watermelon. You know, he's rejuvenated. He's hydrated. You know, he's replenished with nutrients. You see, so going back to us becoming new creatures is not only looking at, you know, Eve different. That's not only looking at, you know, Democrat and Republic different, or the Bible different, but also looking at our relationship with the earth and with food different, man. You know, you got.
This is Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Resensitized. It says to make sensitive to something, right?
And see, our body is becoming back sensitive to that natural way, man. Even going back to certain foods, you know, it helps with your sensitivity with your manhood, man. You know, because we live in a society to where everyone's overstimulated. Yep. You know, from sugars, okay, the processed sugars.
Yep.
You know, the food coloring. You see. All this artificial flavoring, you know, and one thing too, those bitters, they readjust your taste buds.
They do.
Yeah, when you eat a lot of bitters, like say you go on the detox, like that Bobby Price detox is a good detox, or you just go on to any type of detox, okay, what happens is your body, your taste buds, you know, it pretty much recalibrates, you know, back to tasting the natural.
The Heavenly Father made.
Yep.
All right. Even when I draw, but it's a beautiful sound, man. Or you'll listen to, say, Frederick Chopin in the morning time, you know, and it's like, whoa, why didn't I always like this? Because I was overstimulated by boom boom music.
Yep.
Growing up listening to 3 6 Mafia, T.I. All right. But when you unplug from or detach from the culture, you get your senses back, man.
Yep.
Now you're sensitive to those harmonic sounds of the violin or the piano, all right? But going back to that convenience store, 99% of everything was processed, man. Chemicals. And a chemical is a drug to your body, no matter what way you shape it, no matter what way you take that drug, it's still a drug, man. All right, so yes, candy is basically a drug. Processed food is a drug. Real food rots.
Yeah.
Real food has to be in a refrigerator. All right, it has to be frozen or it has to be in a refrigerator, because if it sits out, it's going to oxygenate and it's going to rot. Now, the food that you're supposed to put into your body is supposed to oxygenate and rot. For example, watermelon eventually gets bad.
Mm-hmm.
Apples eventually gets bad, especially if you open it.
Mm-hmm.
And because that goes to show you too, the Most High puts a protective layer called the peel, but apparently it keeps it from oxygenating.
Like your skin.
Like your skin.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So the peel is the skin, all right? And it keeps the fruit from oxygenating, because as soon as you peel an apple, what happens? It starts to turn brown. That's the oxygenation taking place. Then it rots. But you're supposed to eat. But you know why it does that? Because it's alive.
Yeah.
The reason why it does that is because it's alive.
Yeah.
All right?
It's like how we bleed red because the blood is white.
Yep.
But then once it hit the air, it instantly turns red. And oxygenation.
The oxygenation takes place, man.
The life is in the blood.
Right. And then oxygen brings in place for microorganisms. All right, different microorganisms is going to start the decomposition process for the particular fruit, because if it's oxygen, they can breathe. So that gives them a way or a path to consume their food.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes. But speaking of oxygen, all right, your body is mostly water, right? Water is basically liquid oxygen. When you eat food, like a fish tank, there's like liquid oxygen, all right? And that's why the fish, they have the gills, all right, to suck the air out the water, all right? It's mostly water, all right? But your body is mostly water, all right? And basically, it's as though the Most High is sending your cells within your body vitamins, minerals, and nutrients by way of water, because the fruit is mostly water. The fruit is mostly water. And that's the quickest way to hydrate yourself as well as feed yourself.
It digests easy. It's not a lot of stress in your digestive system.
It's not a lot of stress in your digestive system. All right, now we're not saying go fruitarian. We know the earth is too fucked up for that. But you have to know where it all started and how your body is engineered and what your body was engineered to consume. All right, because we have the dietary laws. All right, but if you look at a tiger, all right, the food that it was engineered to kill or consume, all right, it's within that tiger's anatomy to consume that food on the spot. The tiger has sharp enough teeth to break down the carcass of that particular animal. When a bear kills a fish, all right, the bear already has claws to penetrate that fish. All right, he's not going to gut the fish or anything. All right. So when the Most High originally made man, he originally made man to consume fruit. When you have an orange, all right, it just so happens that most fruit that you see from a fruit tree, they fit into the palm of your hand, of a human hand. And then, like I said, you take an orange, right? What do you have it within your? Do you have the technology within your anatomy to peel that orange? You do. It's called a fingernail. That's technology. All right, but then when you peel the orange, it's pre-sliced. When you get into the meat of the orange, it's already pre-sliced. Like, who put it there? When you get a pizza from the freezer department in the grocery store, You got to get the little roller and cut the pieces up in slices to make it convenient to consume. But like with a citrus fruit, such as an orange, a pomelo, all right, it's already pre-sliced for you. Tangerine, showing you is already designed by Yahweh Bashmal Shai for you to consume. That grapefruit, in which I found out that the grapefruit was like a hybrid of the pomelo and a certain type of navel orange. But the point is, which I had one the other day, all right? But the point is that that's your fast food. That's your fast food. And this is a meat and a liquid. When the scripture said the fruit that every tree bears, this should be a meat. All right, but that's the only meat that's your meat and your liquid. So you get satiated and hydrated simultaneously. This is the original food of man. Then along came the flood, and then we got opened up to eat the lawful meats. But you have to know where it all started. And you have to know the Most High's original intention.
Yeah, what's the king eat of the field of the earth? You're going to get that. The king, put king and herbs. You know? Because at the end of the day, as brothers getting into, which we got away from as a people, okay, even as a society, you know, but what we've gotten away from, you know, is really living off the earth. Because like you say, like you always go into, the earth is a refrigerator, man, you know, but this devil, he plays the middleman to the earth. And when he took away the knowledge, you know, of the earth, when people ran to these cities, what you call the industrial boom, because that's when farming, you know, people left the farm and moved to the city for the convenience. But then people, society started to lose the knowledge of the earth. And they gave Esau leverage to play middleman with all the resources, man.
Yep.
You know, to now to where the society is subjugated, especially here in America, is subjugated to his mass production, in which there's no integrity, man. Here it is, we walk around on all this earth, but we still have to wait for oranges to come from somewhere else. Yeah. But we, all right, walk around the planet Earth, we drive around the planet Earth, but we have to subjugate ourselves to this man's mass production, which he's able to tamper with everything, man.
Because because that orange goes from Florida to Cali, all right, it loses its richness, man. But even us driving right now, like, we should be able to see fruit trees from the road, man.
Yeah.
All right, but this is Ecclesiastes 5:9. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's why it tells you King Solomon planted orchards.
Yeah.
You know what an orchard is?
Yeah.
It's when you take your favorite fruit and you make you take your favorite tree, like a lemon tree, and it's acreage full of that particular fruit tree. Orchard, pear orchard, peach orchards.
What street? Pear orchard.
Pear orchard, and there's actually pears on that particular street. All right. Really, that side of town has a lot of pear trees.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, the Most High, the earth is a refrigerator. That's how the earth is your home. You're not supposed to be homeless. You lack the skills to utilize the earth to make shelter. All right. All right. When the scriptures goes into the principal things of life of man, all those principal things are already in the earth. Oil, goat's milk. All right. Water. The blood of the grapes is already there, but you have to understand context, man. All right, and perspective. When the Most High engineered these bodies, they were originally engineered to consume the produce of the earth. So fruit is really like a technology. It's like a technology that you put inside you to charge you, bro. It's like electricity, man. You go to take electricity. I don't know a whole lot about it to a science, but I know you're dealing with a charge. All right, and that's what Dr. Sabi called it, electrical foods. All right, you're dealing with the charge, man. Like I said, I felt out of balance when I first got into the brother's car, and I just felt kind of like dry, and my mind wasn't really there. I wasn't really in the present like that. I was like, hey brother, can I get some watermelon? Because the brother be packing watermelon. And as soon as I ate it, man, I just felt liquid gold permeate my mind, man. I was back. It's like I had an electrical charge. You know? But see, when Esau make these Gatorades, right? And these Powerades, he called the minerals in it electrolytes.
Yeah.
You get these charges, these electrolytes, he got like a little lightning bolt on it.
Yeah.
But just minerals from the earth.
Yeah.
But the Most High gave you all those electrolytes from the sea salt and the Celtic salt.
Without the yellow 5, the red 40.
Without the yellow 5, red 40. Without those added sugars, man. Don't you know sugar is a fucking drug?
Dyes and shit.
Dyes, man. That's why your sons and daughters be all ADHD. With that purple tongue.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Alright? But the point is, man, everything that Esau created, and that's he wants to be the God, man. But what he's done, he gave you the 99% and he made you overlook the produce.
Mm-hmm.
Made you overlook the pasture-raised chicken and everything. But you have to know in the beginning, we were engineered to consume the produce, man, the earth. These fruits are not here for just decoration, man. Like a little additive to your diet. That was the diet. And everything was color-coded. Like it just so happened that fruit that's yellow is usually high in vitamin C. But they'll say, buy Sunny D.
Yeah.
It's good for vitamin C. But it's an imitation of real oranges, man. But if you notice that the fruit that look like the sun, that's the fruit that give you energy all day.
Yeah.
You eat pineapples and stuff, you have energy all day. You know?
The fruit that's red, good for your blood.
The fruit that's red is good for your blood.
Your heart.
Your heart. Watermelon, pomegranate arrows, the pomegranate seeds, man. All right. I've even had like the plums is red inside. I believe that was good for the blood, brother.
Like the beets.
Even the beets, that's good for the blood. And see, a lot of the fruit that's red is high in L-arginine, which is an amino acid that releases nitric oxide in your bloodstream. But what is nitric oxide? It's fucking oxygen. It's like an air gas. So it accelerates their blood flow. Now, when you're driving like you watch Fast and the Furious, they might have something called nitrous oxide. And it's a form of oxygen.
Yeah.
And what that oxygen does, it accelerates the speed of that vehicle. But that nitric oxide is another form of a type of air gas that accelerates the blood flow. So if you can eat that watermelon, that pomegranate before you exercise, and now you have more vigor when you exercise. You can eat it before you have sex or before you deal with your woman, and now you have more vigor when you deal with your woman. Same thing with the nuts. The nuts is the powerhouse of a particular fruit. Because within the nuts is all of the mechanisms to reproduce the fruit. And when you eat the nuts, the almonds, all right, the macadamias and all that, you're eating the nucleus of that particular fruit, so to speak. Pistachios, all right, things of that nature. The nut is really the seed of most nuts are the seed of fruit. All right, the seeds of stone fruit. Okay, but that's where you get your energy from and your fat, which fat is good in the natural world. It keeps you from being it keeps you satiated. All right, but we're being resensitized to the earth. Now we were always taught that fruits and vegetables are good for you, motherfucker. In the same breath, all they did was promote Starburst, Skittles.
Yeah.
So you can tell me fruits is good for you. It's good to eat fruit. But then you desensitize me to fruit by oversensitizing me to Starburst, Skittles, gummy bears, gummy worms, which that most of it has gelatin in it. And gelatin comes in most cases from pig bones. All right. So when a child is exposed to Starburst and Skittles and all these different sweets and shit by Hashem Yahushai's original food of the earth, man.
Yeah.
I don't read your, so I really can't read the messages like that. Okay? But I know you brothers are making excellent points, man.
Right, you pull up on that phone.
Oh, Come.
on YouTube. And like we're getting into, you know, in order to be resensitized, you got to detox from the filth. You know, even with, you know, dealing with women, you have to detox from just, you know, the internet, so you can be resensitized to the natural thing, man. You know, going back to really being born again. Like when you say born again, that's 360. You know, as the Elder Bun did the previous lesson about your mind, body, and your soul. You see? So we come into this truth, you know, not only get into the book knowledge, okay, which, hey, that's the headline of what we, you know, teach, but then also the practical, man, the day-to-day, you know, the health, you know, the spirit, you know, everything plays a factor, man, you know.
All right, y'all made some excellent points. I'm glad you brought out the idea of pulling it up in your phone. I'm gonna get these scriptures. This is from GMS out of Hawaii. Ecclesiasticus 38:4. Yahweh have created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. All right. It says, one second. It says bliss point. He says bliss point. The bliss point is the perfect combination of sugar, salt, and fat that makes us crave more of a certain food. Using witchcraft versus Yahweh's perfect balance within veggies and fruits. And I've seen that in a documentary too, brother. The bliss point is when you go to like a fast food joint, right? And like between the burger and fries, well, he'll actually inject fat in the burger, because he know the brain is very receptive to that fat.
Yeah.
So you got fat, sugar, and salt in your meal. Now your brain is like, give me that.
Yeah.
Because you go and buy cheeseburger fries, right? But you never fiend a cheeseburger and fries that you cook.
Yeah.
You always feed those tacos and those cheeseburger fries that go through a drive-thru.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between your cheeseburger and fries and this nigga's cheeseburgers and fries, man? He injected with that sugar, fat, and salt. And when you eat it hot, it's like your brain loves that shit.
Yeah.
So give me that. Give me more.
Yeah, drug.
Even when you eat certain candy out the snack machine or from the store, you hit that shit. It's like, ooh, you immediately just want to devour the bag, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you're already low on energy because you're at work.
Yeah.
You eat that sugar, oh man. But that's, you know, you got cavities and shit, man. But we was watching Jake walk out the convenience store and walk in the convenience store. I'm talking about little boys that may not be no more than 10 years old. All chubby and wide in the hips like a big bone woman. But that processed meat get you all wide in the hips, man. How do I know? Because when I was in the 6th grade, I was wide in the hips. You know? Then when I started going to football practice, I started to lean out. But I also at that time stopped eating junk food. So you went from being 5'6", 190 pounds, wearing a 40-inch waist, to going down to a 36 waist, just from letting go of junk food and running. All right? But when you raised under that matriarch, and Eve is the worst umbilical cord ever. All right? You raised in that matriarch, that woman, or she don't know how to nourish you. She don't give a fuck, because she trusts Esau, Edom, is going to give you what, you know, whatever he's going to give you, the right food. And whatever her baby asks for, she going to give it to him. But your mom starts off killing you at a very early age. Nigga, if you don't get that abortion, she don't get that abortion, you're going to get that slow death. And then Esau, like I said, you got these tablets, these cell phones, you have no incentive to get your fat ass out there and run as a little child, man. We used to have about 10 different games for being outside. Tag, red light, green light, hide go seek, all type of shit that had us running back and forth, man. Jump in front of cars and jump out the street, you know what I mean? Crazy shit, but at least we was running.
It was easy to be outside from 7 in the morning to 7 at night.
Yep, easy
12-hour shift for being active, man.
Yeah. Coming inside, musty, smell like a puppy. Mama saying, you gonna stay in or out? You got the whole house before you smell like a puppy. Yeah, you don't get that no more. These kids all lazy and bougie and fat, man. And then they're antisocial. You're weird. You don't even socialize. You'll be in your room as a 17, 18-year-old, you know, you got company over, you got everybody over, people want to see you, they ain't seen you in years, and you never leave your fucking room, man. But your mama sending you food, or your grandma, that was a fucking coyote. But your mama sending you room to your food like she's your fucking servant, man. American kids are assholes, man. But the point is, man, but school is important. School is so important that they won't even teach you that you don't eat candy. You're not supposed to eat candy, man. But it's so important.
It shouldn't even exist.
It's no fucking need for candy. It's no need for candy, man. All right, let me get this right quick. 1 second. It's an iPhone, bro?
No.
I'm just a little 1 second. Go back.
You trying to get to?
I had to go back to the page that I was watching the comments on. I kind of. But yeah, there's no need for candy, man. There's no need for Krispy Kreme and all that bullshit, man. All right? There's no need for internet love, man. Computer love, man. Cause you get all that fulfillment from watching it. And we men, like, you might, sometimes that happens, but once you make a habit of doing it all the time, now you're trying to figure out why you can't stay on hard and keep a condom on, man. All right? Or you having sex, but you're not mentally there. You gotta think about the internet stuff, man. Our part of healing from this nigga is really being resensitized back to nature. All right? Let me see. Daniel 1 and 12. Prove thy servants, I beseech thee 10 days, and let them give us post to eat and water to drink. Then let our countenance be looked upon before thee and the countenance. And the countenance, all right? It's a lot. I'm sorry, I read that again. Daniel 1 and 13. Let our countenance be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat, and as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he can send it to them in this matter and prove them 10 days. And at the end of the 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. All right?
And that goes to that Daniel, you know, for 10 days, he pretty much just ate fruits and vegetables.
Yep.
And the rest of the captives, you know, of the southern kingdom, you know, that was being groomed, you know, to stand before Nebuchadnezzar in his courts, they was eating of the king's meat, you know, and the guy that was over, you know, the eunuchs, the Israelite eunuchs, you know, he was like, look, I gotta feed you the king meats, because if you don't be healthy, the king gonna have my head. So Daniel was like, look, let's do an experiment for 10 days and check on us and see how we fare. So, and then, you know, the fruits and vegetables was way more potent back then, you know, and they was getting the best of the best, you know, they was getting the fruits from the king's orchards, you know. So they went on a 10-day pretty much fruit and vegetable diet, and when they came back to check on, you know, Daniel, Mishael, Hananiah, and Azariah, those 3 Hebrew boys, they seen that they had a better countenance than the men that was eating the king's meat. Just to show you, you know, the potency, you know, of the produce, man, especially back then, you know.
And it's heavy, man. It's heavy. And the brothers broke down the word. The brother broke down that word post. It's from the Greek zeroa. From Hebrew concordance H2232. Post means something sown. All right, i.e. a vegetable. All right, so post means vegetables. All right, so he was eating vegetables, man. Now, granted, like I said, there's a balance. The balance is like 70% plant-based, 30% meats. That's supposed to be. That's the balance, right? But you have to understand, like the produce. That's the foundation. See, in America, the meat, the carbs, the protein, the carbs, and the fat, that's the foundation. And you might eat vegetables like on the side, try to be cute. You know, let me get a cup of peaches. You'll go to Chick-fil-A or Burger King or whatever, or Wendy's, and get this processed shit they call meat. And it's on this processed bun with this fake cheese. But you'll try to, and these fries, you'll get like a little peach cup on the side. sitting in peach juice, man. All right. But no, the fruits and the vegetables are supposed to be the main thing, and the meat is supposed to be the additives. That's the complementary thing, man. All right? You have to understand the context of your culture. We're not American Hebrews, man. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of us, we suffer from health issues because all we do is, we just a dude that don't eat pork. You a sister that don't eat pork, but you still eat garbage. Your body is your earth. If you throw fruits and vegetables on the soil, it's going to decompose in a very short period of time. But if you throw a Pop-Tart or a fucking Twinkie on the soil on the earth, you just throw it out the window, how long will it take before it go back into the earth? It probably will never go back to the earth because it never belonged to the earth in the first place.
Flies won't mess with it.
Flies, yep.
Animals won't mess with it.
See, when we were going back to earlier, real food, it oxygenates and it rots, but then it attracts these bacteria and these organisms that's designed by the Heavenly Father to decompose it. All right? But a Pop-Tart don't decompose. It doesn't rot and stink. A Twinkie doesn't rot and stink.
McDonald's
fried because it was never living. It was never living. It was never alive. Processed food is the devil, man. See, the vegans, they get it wrong because, in a sense that they don't eat meat because they think that killing animals is wrong, all right, which there's not. But they don't tell you that the real enemy is processed food, man. So even when you don't eat as much meat or dairy, which is good for your digestive system, all right, you're still supposed to eat the whole foods, man. Your body is a mechanism. Your body is a machine. And if you look at the owner's manual, it'll tell you only feed me whole foods. If there was an owner's manual to your body, it'll say only eat food that come from the earth.
Yeah.
It do not put processed food in machine and factory, man.
And something I learned recently, because you hear whole food and you think you're healthy, but what's the definition of a whole food? It's food that has one ingredient.
Yep.
One ingredient. So when you eat, a pomegranate, that's a whole food because that's the only ingredient is the pomegranate.
Yep.
When you eat peanuts, the only ingredient supposed to be a peanut or pistachio.
Yep.
The only ingredient supposed to be a pistachio, and that's what makes it a whole food.
That's right. It's a whole food. What you see is the ingredient. And this brother lighting up the comment board. 1 second, brother. Sirach 37 and 29. Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats.
Yeah.
For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. Because what happens is you consume the meats, right? Then the meat releases a uric acid. All right, because it rots, it putrefies in your liver. It putrefies when you eat excess meats like that. It rots and it releases a uric acid, which is basically like plaque in your arteries. And that's how you get the plaque saturated in your arteries, and that's how you get gout. Then you got poor blood circulation, and that can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, stroke. All right, it's not this lightweight sicknesses, it's heavy sicknesses. All right, it says for excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. And surfeiting means overeating, overdoing something. All right, Proverbs 15 and 17. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith. Sirach 39 and 25. Because a stalled ox, to give context, that's like a sign of wealth to eat like that. All right, Sirach 39 and 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. Sirach 39:26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salts, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. It all comes from the earth. All these things are good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil.
Mm-hmm. So all those things, because everything that was meant for life, Esau has infused death in it, man.
That's right.
That's why this man is known as death himself. Okay? All this man knows how to do is turn life into death. Okay? Marriage is supposed to be about life.
Yeah.
Now you got to where you have spousal, homicide.
Yeah.
wives killing husbands, husband killing wives. No, marriage is supposed to forward life.
Yep.
Even the wine, the grape, that was supposed to enhance, your joy, your mirth.
That's right. It makes you happy.
Yeah. But now wine, all right, it makes you drowsy.
Yep.
A lot of the grapes are GMO. You see?
That's right.
The water. Here it is. The water is supposed to produce life. Supposed to give you minerals. Okay? Supposed to give you energy. Clarity. But this water, okay, that this man has in this society, it comes out of plastic. It lowers your testosterone. It has fluoride in it, which calcifies your pineal gland, which destroys your creativity. No, water is supposed to have trace minerals, gold traces, mineral like that, colloidal gold. All that's supposed to be in water anyway.
Yep.
And Gad had it like that, man. To them wicked, conquistadors would come over and extrapolate that water, that gold out of the water. Gad knew that gold was there, but he knew that that stream of water running down that gold will create trace minerals in that water, man. So everything that was created from the beginning, when you go to Genesis, when Elohim said Tawab, it is good. When you go into the word Tawab, it goes to being agreeable, to being pleasant, because everything that we ate going produce like others getting into, it agreed with our body.
Yep. It agreed.
It was pleasant.
Yep.
It was pleasant to eat with the taste, and it agreed with our body.
Yep.
But this man has turned everything into death.
Because you look up the word fruit, it goes into delight. Let me get specific right quick. Let me look it up. I'm looking up an etymology right quick. All right, F-R-U-I-T. All right, fruit. It says a vegetable product useful to humans or animals. The old French fruit eaten as dessert, harvest, virtuous action. From Latin fructus, an enjoyment. Woo! Delight.
Pleasant.
Satisfaction. Proceeds, produce, fruit crops. From stem fruity to use, enjoy. To enjoy. Alright, but that was not a dessert. That was the actual food back then, because the earth was a garden. So can you admit, because if you look on Google, 1,000 different type of apples.
Yeah.
That's in this dying world.
Dang.
So just imagine what we had in the ancient world when one grape was, a man could hold one grape, man. It took 2 men to hold one grape. So it was lit. It was lit, man. In the beginning, man. Okay. See, Esau, he'll take fruit and try to make a fruit cake and shit.
Yeah.
Fruit flavored bullshit. Fruit roll up. Ain't not one fruit in it, man. Was born into the bullshit, man. Don't get it twisted. Was born into
Loops.
Yeah. Fruit Loops or the Pop Tarts, right, with the fruit filling. But it wasn't fruit. It was just drugs. It's chemicals. It was just chemicals, man. But let me get this last scripture. Sirach 39:27. All things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners there are water for tapping in, adding your scriptures. All right, but we have to get back resensitized to what the Heavenly Father created. Satan, he knows how to manipulate your spirit and your mind to want the low level everything, low nature everything. But the Most High deals with that high frequency, man, high vibration, man. All right. Hey, but with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Hey, to the next time, shalom.
Shalom.